Hello everyone and welcome back to Fournilwrittenalloverit for the return of the 4 Minutes With series, and I normally say I'm delighted, but I'm more than delighted to say that today, Max, how are you, mate?
I'm all good, mate. How are you?
Very well, very well. Thank you so much for joining us. It's great to have you on. We do only have 4 minutes, so I'm going to crack on. There's loads I'd like to cram in. I'd like to start though with, if you wouldn't mind taking us through the Villa on tour journey, just starting from then to now, really.
Yeah, it was an early one. I started in September 2017. It was a bit of a weird one. Like, I had no idea I was going to make a YouTube channel out of it or whatever. It was just, I enjoyed making video content. I went to the football every week, put them both together, and it's sort of gone from there. I think the success of Villa's helped. I think, us getting promoted and then going into the Premier League and struggling initially and then, doing well now. It's gone well. And yeah, just under 40,000 subscribers. And yeah, it's a bit of a mad one, but really enjoyed it. People seeing me at games and stuff like that, absolutely class, absolutely love it.
I know we've had this conversation before, but Villa on tour at the minute, not on tour. Obviously, understandably tricky for you at the minute. What are the plans when we can eventually get back to stadiums? Is it just a case of picking up where you left off?
Yeah, I don't see why not. I think, we'll have to wait and see. None of us know when that's going to be exactly yet, but mate, if we can get back to football stadiums, hopefully going home and away, following the Villa, and hopefully we can still be good at that point because we've had a great start to the season. But yeah, look, if we can get back to games, I'd be more than up for starting Villa on tour once again.
Perfect. More on your great start to the season in a minute. But I first want to ask you, what's been your best achievement on YouTube, Max, would you say?
I'd say the Football Blogging Awards. I won Best New Content Creator. I think it was an awards ceremony at the Etihad a couple of years ago. That was just crazy. And like getting an actual award for, just having a laugh with my mates on YouTube is mad. But yeah, definitely the Football Blogging Awards. That was absolutely class a couple of years ago.
Perfect. I'd like to drop in I'd like to drop in a question about Pompey, if I may. You boys know how to do things in the Championship. Obviously now Premier League. Would you like to see a club like Portsmouth back in the Prem, in the top flight, alongside you at some point?
Yes. I'm a massive advocate of this. Last year, get rid of the Bournemouths. I'm going to offend so many people here. Get rid of the Bournemouths, Norwich, just teams like that. I want proper clubs in there, and I'm definitely offending a lot of people, so I look forward to seeing the comments on this. But yeah, teams like Portsmouth, just big proper clubs, Sheffield Wednesday, Nottingham Forest. I want sides like that. I'd rather go to a Portsmouth away than a Bournemouth away, for example. So yeah, Portsmouth, get them back where they belong in the Premier League.
Here we go then. What is it like to beat the Premier League champions 7-2 at Villa Park? Obviously couldn't be there, but the feeling must be pretty much the same.
Mate, I'm still not over it. It's absolutely mental. Like at half time I was buzzing, but it got into the second half and we just kept on scoring goal after goal. I didn't even celebrate. I just started laughing every time we scored. It was just ridiculous. And yeah, it's a bit annoying we conceded the 2, but scoring 7, it's just a day that we won't forget, and it's just, we'll talk about it in decades to come, and the fact that we weren't there is just so annoying, because if Villa Park was rammed for that game, it would have been unbelievable, even more unbelievable than it was. But yeah, absolutely class that night, unbelievable.
I think one of the things that both our clubs have in common, and it's not very much that we have in common at the minute, but I picked out derbies. You love a derby up in the West Midlands. What is it like to be in the middle of a Villa Blues derby? I know you've been to many yourself. Can you just tell us what that's like?
It's not fun, I'm not going to lie to you. You probably didn't expect to hear that. It's not fun on the day. When you're stood in that ground, it's just, you feel sick until the final whistle. And we've been quite lucky because every game I've been to, Villa have won, against Blues. Standard procedure, they haven't beaten us in 15 years. But it's just unreal. Like, you do feel sick just because you don't know what's going to happen. You just can't stand losing to them, and I haven't experienced that so far in the league. So that's been quite lucky. But yeah, like that Grealish goal, for example, last year, or the year before when we beat them at their place after he got punched. Unreal. Like, I just can't explain that feeling. Like, just especially like being away from home as well. It's just in their backyard, scoring the winner, 3,000 Villa going mental. Unbelievable. There's nothing quite like Derby Day.
And you've just touched on him there, but finally on Jack Grealish, one of England's finest talents at the minute, obviously born and bred with you guys. How does it feel to have such a homegrown talent like him in your team?
I will never ever get bored about talking about Jack Grealish. He's just unreal. I can't find the words to talk about him. He was just, to be fair, I'm not surprised at how successfully he's doing this season. The fact that, neutral fans are starting to appreciate him is fantastic, because as Villa fans who watch it every week, we're not shocked that he's playing this well, because this is how well he plays with Villa. I just think because he's now in the England picture, people are now realising it, and he's an absolute joy to watch. And the fact that he's homegrown, he's the captain, unreal, mate. What a player.
Max, it's been a blast. Thank you again for joining me, and of course, up the Villa.
Up the Villa.
Yeah, yeah.